simple and yet very complicated. And my initial response to everyone is start with yourself. Don't start with other people, start with yourself. Now, you go, okay, how do I start with myself? And I'll ask you, you know what your values are? And then I'll ask you, what are your core values? And people ask me, well, what's the difference, Art? And I said, the difference is a core value is something that you won't break. So a core value you may have is you're not going to break the law. All right. You're not going to do that. All right. If you tell me that one of your core values is that you're never going to mislead people, or, the L word, which I think is a little abusive, but, lying, I don't think people lie on purpose, but they leave facts out and may not represent what really happened. And best example is I may be late to a meeting. Olivia's here helping us, and she's a big part of SLI. And if I have a 9:30 meeting with her and I show up at 9:45, what do I tell her? Did I mess up and not leave the house on time? Or am I going to tell her that, oh man, there's this horrendous accident on the way over here and I got held up and, I sat on the freeway for X number of hours, blah, blah, blah. Am I going to tell the truth, or am I going to tell a little white lie, or maybe leave out some of the details? And it really is, if I'm late to a meeting first thing in the morning, did I leave enough time from the time I left the house to the time I got to work to make sure I was on time for the meeting? Now, people will tell you that's not one of my strengths, of being on time all the time, 100% of the time. But start with yourself and look at who you are. Look at what you want to accomplish. What are your goals? Where do you want to go? What are you willing to do to get to that goal? Or are you just looking for somebody to hand it to you? But if you really want to start on this journey, ask yourself, how can I serve and add value to the life that I come in contact with? How can I do that? Not people that you like. It's all people. All right. Now, this is a test you can do. If you really want to start this seriously, and you're a Starbucks fan, the next time you go through the drive-thru at Starbucks and you see a young person who has tattoos on both arms, instead of looking away and looking in disgust, going, no way, I don't understand that, but why don't you ask them who their artist is? Ask that life, who's your artist? And they will launch in and tell you all the people that did the tattoos. And then ask them, what's your favorite one and why? And they'll tell you that. Now, I do this all the time, everywhere I go. Olivia, you've been privy to it when I do it with the waitress. We're out having family dinner. I see a waitress has tattoos, and you know what? It creates an environment where we have fun with that life for the next hour or so, because we're showing interest in that life. And that's how you can start to add value to people, is show interest in them as a person, not based on what they look like. Now, I will challenge you to treat people that have rings in their noses, and that's a real challenge for me, because I don't understand that. But should I treat that life differently because they look different than I do? Should I treat that life differently? All right. Now, so there's a lot of little things you can do to get started. And I will tell you that when you get that response from that life, and this is a true story that happened last year at Starbucks. I did that one morning on my way to work, and the young lady, my guess is she was probably 19 or 20 years old. I asked that question. She told me, what's your favorite? She told me. She brought my coffee back to me, and she looked me square in the eye and she said, thank you. And she had a tear in her eye. And the impact you can have in showing interest in a life that is put in front of you, whether you know that life or not, you will get a return on that will blow you away, because you've shown interest in that life. If you're a parent, This is a big ask. This is a big challenge. When's the last time you told your children that there isn't anything they can do that will change how much they love you? Or you love them, excuse me. Nothing they can do to change how much you will love them. Say that to the people you love. Say that to your children, your teenagers, and let them know that you're going to love them unconditionally, and you'll be flabbergasted at the response. So start with yourself. Let your behaviors do your talking. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Go behave what you're going to do, and start with your own behaviors, because what I've learned is once you behave differently, you're going to have more impact on people than anything you say. But meet that life where it is. Impact that life in a positive way. And again, it's the life that you come in contact with. And it may be for a minute, it may be for an hour. It doesn't matter. Do something positive to impact that life. And then really start challenging yourself on what you believe a leader is, and start reading some of the servant leadership books. Don't take a book and say, I'm going to go make this happen. Don't take one of my books and say, I'm going to do exactly what Art, because I will tell you, you will fail. Because what worked for me will not work for you. You take a little bit from everybody that you talk to. That's one of my 5 books. I don't say just go read John Maxwell or Ken Blanchard. You're going to take a little bit from each book, see what meets you where you are in your life and where you can get better. And so start with yourself.